Hello everyone, I bring you greetings from Afuta in River State, and my name is Isaac Success Ezakolam. When I heard the story of this young lady, it reminded me of my own story, and of course it's going to be a story for another day, not today. We are here to hear her story. She lost her parents when she was just 8, and somehow, by the grace of God, today she's an optometrist, and we're going to hear her story just right about now. Okay, her name is Dr. Okere Chinemen Victoria. She is from Imo State. She is an optometrist. She is a professional cook, a chef here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And I want to specially thank my returning subscribers. You guys are phenomenal, and I'm grateful. Please like, video, comment, and share if you will. Thank you so much for having me. I know that this is going to be very emotional for you, but it is not just to remind you of your past. It's just to help someone out there who might be going through such, to encourage them and then know that it is not the end of the world when they lose their parents. Okay? So, can you tell us about your biological parents?
My biological parents are Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Victoria.
Okay.
My late father used to be a sailor, but a sailor used to be so I think in Worry, so I heard, and my late mom was like what we call our siblings that kind of thing. And I wouldn't say much about my parents because they died when I was very young, and because even as we're talking about them, I'm trying to picture or remember what their face actually looked like.
How old were you?
I was 8 when they both died, and my junior brother was around 5 years going to 6 when we lost our parents. And from the little knowledge and the little time we spent with them, I would say my late dad is a lovely father. Yeah, and I would say maybe I'm his favorite daughter or his favorite child because we are two.
Okay.
So my dad usually was the kind of father that he doesn't like seeing me crying. Whenever I'm crying,
father does.
Maybe I did something wrong and my mom hit me or flogged me or something. My dad told me, stop beating my daughter for me, stop beating my daughter for me. So, those memories and all that. But right now, at this point, I find it difficult to picture what it looked like because it's been decades. I was very small when they died, and most of the things I know about my late parents and things that probably some of my relatives told me, and because it was later, because I know when I was small, my dad was always coming back from nowhere. And then all of us are that is back. But I didn't know what. Yes.
So, what were the major struggles in life before you became a doctor? Between that stage of losing your parents and becoming a doctor?
The struggles I had were very traumatic. Because when my parents died, there was practically no one to help, and there was. Feeding was even very difficult. I remember there were times that even that period in the village that even you think food is very cheap in the village, but actually looking at it from my own perspective, it is not. So as at that time when my parents died, having something to eat was a big problem. Like even having breakfast was a big problem. We couldn't even afford the breakfast, let alone the lunch and the dinner aspect of it. So when my parents died, from the story I heard, my father used to, he was doing well for himself. I think the problem should be that he didn't plan his or arrange his wealth or whatever it is. He didn't plan it, or he didn't how do I put it?
Have a sort of savings.
Exactly.
He gets,
yes, exactly. Once he gets, it goes away. I know when I was small, my late dad, whenever he's coming back, my late dad, people that even know me very well that will see this video will attest to it. My late dad, whenever he's coming, everybody, my village used to shake.
Wow.
Yes, because he will come back with salt that is still dripping water. Then he works in those people that work in the ship now.
Okay, yeah,
So those salt that dripped water, fresh fish, shrimp, they are still fresh. So he comes home with them and then starts distributing it to everyone. So immediately my parents died, and as the older one, I was going from one foster family to another. I was always the one being said, you see this person relative, maybe a distant family member will come and tell my grandmother, because when my parents died, we started with my late, yes, that's my father's mom. So we started living with my father's mom. So some of our distant relatives would come and tell my grandma that they would like me to stay with them, and that they would train me in school, they would send me to school, and I was still in primary school then. So when they tell my grandmother would be like, since I cannot even afford to take care of the children, okay, you can take it her. And then I'll go. And then maybe after 1 year I'll come back. Then I'll go to another one and go to another. I think the last one I went was when I was either 10 or 10 years that I went to stay with one of my older cousins, and it didn't come out well. There was nothing she didn't make me sell. I was selling. Okay, she told my late grandmother that she was going to send me to school. I was still in primary school. I think I was even barely in primary four when my parents died. So in Onitsha, when we got there, when I got there and I started living with her, she sent me to school, primary school, but then I was always missing classes, and there were times that I have to go and sell something, come back before I will not go to school, and by the time I will get to school, it's almost 10 a.m. So we are doing this, and I was taking care of her child, because at that time she got married and she was expecting a child. So I nurtured that child from when she was born until until when I left. So it was one particular Christmas period that I came back, and I told my grandmother the whole thing, and I'm like, Mom, I don't want to go back to this auntie's house again. Okay, I think when I even finished my primary school in her house, so my mates, as a child, your mates are doing something different and you are lagging behind. My mates were already in JSS1 and I was not in school, I was working. So, and me, even people that know me very well, right from the village, in my village, they know that I'm this kind of person. I like education, I like school, I like book. My grandmother usually fights me because of book. Whenever, sometimes when she says let's go to farm, I'll be like, no, I have test tomorrow, I'm not going, I want to do my review. She will chase me, I think I'll go again. You are going to school, who is going to send you to school? This school you are always talking about, don't worry, we are even managing so that you will see if you finish your secondary school, but then you are still talking about school. So life continued that way, and I think after staying, when I came back from my auntie's house, and after I told my grandma, of course I told my grandma everything that happened, and my grandmother was like, no, I won't go back, that if this is no, I won't go back. So I missed just one, those in my set were already through with JSS1, yes, and I was still not going to school. She didn't register me in secondary school. So at the time that we were in JSS2, that was when I came back. So I had my late grandma gave birth to 3 sons, just 3 sons, and my dad was the last born. So when okay, my dad was late, and then the first son was late too. Then remaining my dad's immediate senior brother, that the middle one, yes, yeah, the middle one, he was still the one alive then. He works in Shell as at that time, for example. Yes, my family, somehow, if my people, if my uncles and my dad had laid their foundation very well, I don't think most of the things would have been better. Yes, because my uncle was working in Shell as at the time he was alive, and so when he came back once at a time, and then him and my grandmother were very close. So I know I and my grandmother, my junior brother, we are already living in my father's house. So whenever he comes home, he comes to our house to stay with his mom, that's our grandmother. So I told him, Papa will come down, I want to go to school, I would like to go to school. And I said, that is not true. So I might not be going to school. I said, yes, I'm not going to school, I'm going to make my JSS school. I said, okay. That when he comes back, that he will see what to do about it.
Yes,
so yeah. So but no, it's not a usual story. When he came back, actually he took me to the market, got me a locker, bought me sandal and boots and school bag and everything. He registered me one of the good private secondary school in my village at them, Rapid Comprehensive Secondary School. So he registered me there, and I started school. I think as at that time the school fees was 4,000 naira per term. So when he registered me in that school, I started schooling. Okay, they told me I was going to start in next one, and I told them no, because you know when you know that your mates, yes, I know my mates were in there too. So the proprietress now said, okay, we are going to set an exam for me. That if I pass the exam, then I can start from there. So if not, I will start from next one. Okay, so I had to prepare for the exam, and like you said, they don't know. I had to prepare for the exam. I sat for the exam and I passed. So immediately they told me, okay, the next day I should start from JSS. That was how I started SS2. Unfortunately, from there, still waiting, and died. When he died, I stopped schooling. That was the sad story about it. I stopped schooling because I couldn't. Okay, at that term ended, I stopped schooling because we couldn't afford 4,000 naira to pay for my school fees. And even if you can afford that, my textbook and all those small living we pay in school, my grandmother couldn't afford it. So I stopped. It was still my brother that was still in primary school then that was still going to school. And while my brother goes to school, I'm always in the house. Maybe either I go to farm and farm for people. Either in the morning from 8 to 12, they pay us 200 naira. And then they pay us food. Yes.
How many hours?
And from 8 a.m. to 12. You farm. Yes, sometimes if you even come late, they will try to reduce your money.
Is this general?
It's general. No, in the village, yeah.
That's
right. Yeah, as at that point, I don't know whether now those that are still doing that. Yeah, I think maybe it might be up to 500 naira or 700 naira or thereabout now. But during my period, the time that I was in the village, it was 200 naira every day that they pay you from 8 to 12 noon, and then sometimes they give us food. So when they give us that food, I usually come back home with my own food, then share with my grandmother and my brother, so that when my brother comes back from school, so we have something to eat. Then sometimes we will maybe on Saturdays, I and my brother will go to the bush to pick palm fruits, you know those ripe palm fruits. Yeah. Then when they fall, and maybe the owners are not ready to harvest them, but those fallen ones, so we go to the bush early in the morning, we pick them.
Those are free.
Yes, when we pick them, we can pick for a week, so that it will be bulk, and then we process them to oil. And by the time we process them to oil, then we tell our grandmother will say, okay, take this quantity to the market, sell. Then buy fish 200, buy fish 50 naira, buy this one, then we buy. And then when we come back that day, we eat food. There will be enough food to eat that day. So that's how we manage months later after I stopped school. So I was sitting outside with my grandmother. So some students from my village now saw me and said, hey, madam, because the owner of our school, we call her madam. So madam, she said you should come to school. That why have you not been coming to school? And we told her that Madam Comfort asked of me, and they told her that I lost my uncle that was training me in school, that was paying my school fees, and there was no way to come back to school again. So the woman told them to tell me to come back to school. That yes, free
Scholarship.
Yeah, scholarship.
Wow.
So that was how I completed my secondary school without paying for anything. And then I was very bright in school. The coppers then, they were always helping me. Some will pay for my textbook, some will pay for my uniform, some will buy me sandal and socks that I was wearing to school. Or maybe if they set an exam or a competition and I'm always coming out first. So after coming out first in those competitions, I would see one of the coppers say, okay, this time I'll take care of all of this. When it was time for me to write my YF, my first YF, there was no money to. So the proprietress told me that she has tried me, that she tell my people anybody that can help with standing the exam. It was already, they've already started registering and there was still no money. I told my grandmother was like, there's no money, we have not seen food to eat, we are leaving the YF now, but by the way, you even need to get married and all that. And I'm like, Mama, I'm not getting, I was like, I'm not even sure I was up to sleep there. And my grandmother was like, and because there's no money, because there was no money, there was nobody to take care, even help her. The whole thing was even an aging woman, and instead of being taken care of, she's taking care of us.
It's understandable.
So, yeah. So at that time, I know I was always disturbing, and I remember telling her to sell one of our farmland, and she said no. So how can she sell it? So next day we are going to cultivate and all that. So luckily for me, there was this man from my kindred, Barrister Practitioner, who saw me. He came back and I went to his house to buy something. His mom sells all these small provision stuff. So I went to buy something from them and I saw my little and I said, okay, because in my village, the first son, we refer them as Orphan. Okay, yeah. So I saw my like, okay, give me sir. That's when I give me. So when I was going, I asked mom, who is this girl that greeted me like the person she knows him? He said, the mom was like, don't you know Antawa that you did like this man's son, your uncle, don't you? He said, Vito, is she the one this big? Please call her for me. So the woman called me, so he started asking me how I that she didn't know, that he didn't recognize me. That he was not asking me if I was going to school. I said yes, that okay, what level are you? I said, I'm supposed to write my airport, but no money to register. I said, are you serious? I said, they said, when is it end? And I said, I don't know, but anytime soon. So he said he was going to register me and he registered me and I took the exam. After my exam, I was staying in the village one day with my grandmother. So I think that day we went to farm, came back, this local sit-out they have in the village. Okay. So I was sitting there with my grandmother, and my uncle's wife, that's my daddy's immediate senior brother. Okay. Yes. So the middle one I told you that I started. Yeah, yes, exactly. That evening she came to our house, and then there was this guy with his bike and one other guy. They stopped and they were talking about the girl said she's not of that coming, that she went to her pastor and the pastor said that his brother is a ritualist and she will not want to work for them again and all that. So the woman is known in my village, she's known as one of those ladies that, again, if you're looking for a sales girl or a nanny or whatever, exactly, she'll bring for you. Then maybe you find her small thing. That's what she does. So while they were having that conversation, I was listening. So even though I was listening with my grandmother, so after that, so the woman told the young guy that okay, that she will look for another person, that if she gets another person, that she will let them know so that they will come and carry that one, that since this one is not serious. So then I said okay, that they are desperate and that if possible from now till 1 week they will be okay with it, that they need someone to stay with them urgently. So after the conversation, the other guy left and she now came to join us. I was like, she went to farm, that she's just coming back. I was like, we went to farm, that I'm tired of all this farm. My grandmother was like, is there any time you will not be tired of the farm? So immediately my grandmother went entered the site. So I was like, there's this thing I'm hearing you talking about this man. So what are you talking about? She said that it happened that the man, the young guy was discussing with his elder brother that lives in Port Harcourt, was looking for a living nanny that will stay with them and take care of the children because the wife was still in school, law school then. So and I said, and so what happened? Said the girl that she found said she was no longer interested that day. She went to her pastor and the pastor said that he said family they are rituals and they are going to use her too. I said, okay, since that is the problem since that is the situation that me I'm interested, I'm not doing anything.
After hearing this,
exactly.
Story.
Yes, and I was telling her, she said,
she
said she was like and you know that your grandmother will not allow you. I said I know, but she's my grandmother. I know how to talk to her. She said okay. So I think that same evening I told my grandmother. I didn't even know that my grandmother heard the ritualist part of it. So when I told my grandmother, so when I told my grandmother was like, "Is it not the same people that the girl rejected? They are ritualists?" I said, "Mama, to think that one that, Mama, you trust me now." So I was telling my grandmother that I think she trusts me. She knows that her grandchild and a smart girl. That if I go there and they are ritualists, I will come back. I will come back, and they cannot catch me. And my grandmother was like, that no, that this thing you are talking, I cannot risk your life. You cannot go. Don't worry, we'll keep staying here and be managing. Yes, I know that it's difficult staying here and all that. I said, Mama, please let me go. She refused. I think 2 days later, my grandmother usually wake up by 5 o'clock, 4:30, and every morning. And it's not like she even has a serious thing to do. She died at the age of 128. Yes, my grandmother was very old. So when she wakes up in that morning, she will say that she's not talking to herself. So I targeted the time she usually wake up. So at that time, I came out too, and I went and we were sitting at the passage. And I looked at her mama. She said, "Hi, madam, this one that I woke up is me because many a times she's always the one that will come and be knocking at my door. By 6 o'clock, we are still sleeping. Can't wake up, my friend. We are going to farm or we are going to do that one." Then when she saw me that I woke up that her waking up. That thing I told her about those people in the back of it. Now let me go there. Is she happy that I'm not doing anything? I'm putting work and no handwork, and no handwork, no, and I want to go to university, nothing at all. And she said, what about this man that was coming for your hand? I said, I don't want to marry now. I want to go to university. Since you are still talking about this university, I said, yes, I want to go to university. Let me go there and work there. They said they will pay 10,000 naira. So I imagine 10,000 naira in a year. Do you know how much it is? That can do it like 3 years now. Save
the 10,000 was it per year?
No, the family they said they were going to pay 10,000 per month.
Okay.
And in that 10,000 naira that they were going to provide me with food, of course, shelter now, we didn't even get food, and whatever thing I needed as a young lady that we are going to provide. So my grandmother said, these people are ritualists. I said, if I go and they are actually ritualists, they don't come back. My grandmother said that she will have to tell somebody in case if the people use me, it will not look like she sent me out and then those people use me. I said, Mama, don't tell anybody.
But you know that actually, if they are ritualists, they will not come back alive.
I wouldn't have come back. So maybe. So this was just me trying to take risks because I have a plan. I had a plan, and there's something I'm looking at right from childhood. I wanted to do more. I wanted to stand out in my family with her. So the day she finally accepted, and I told the woman told the family with her, and they said, okay, I should start coming. I went with Ghana Moscow, and I got there. The first day I got there, the house, they were not, these were young couples, their marriage, because the first child was 2 years, barely 4 years when I got there, and the son, barely 2 years too, because they are very young. These years they were very tender. What happened while they were looking for a live-in nanny was that the wife, that's my auntie, was in school, law school, and my daddy, I call him my daddy now because he's working and always busy. So they needed someone that would be looking at taking care of the children while they were away. So when I got the first day I got there, the children, they were all over me, auntie, welcome, and as if they even know me. And mind you, these are people that they are not from my village. They are not even related anywhere. Though they are from the same local government, they are from the people of Balachi. But not from my village, not even from my community. Like you need to enter a bus to go to their own village. Yeah, so when I got there, the family they welcomed me, the man saw me because it was at work when I came. So it was the siblings, the younger brother that brought me. So when I came, we exchanged pleasantries, and that was how I started living with them. So I started living with them as a nanny in 2011. As at 2012, they loved me more than they planned. One day the man and his wife, that's my auntie, called me one morning and sat me down. I was even thinking, who knows what I've done. So yes, I was scared. I said, God, who knows what I've done. Okay, I didn't even tell. Yes, so I didn't even tell you when I came to, and I stayed while I was still observing them. In the night, I hardly sleep because I wanted to make sure that this was. In the night, I will not sleep. I will pray. And sometimes I will like, so if I hear noise, I'll just open my eyes and God and then go. So, and at the time that I noticed that these people are just people that maybe a man that God blessed on time at a young age.
Not everybody is a ritual.
My dad is a creator. He went to Futo. So he graduated from Futo, and he was lucky to work in one of the companies in Port Harcourt, oil companies in Port Harcourt. So, and people tagging him as a ritualist. So that made me, when I started living with them, I'm always, even to eat. When I came and they gave me food, I did not eat. I said no. Is it the food? No, I did not eat. I was like, is it the food they want to use me? No. I was just looking around the rooms. I was just looking, checking. I hope there's no red. No, exactly.
Red color.
Red wrappers and white wrappers. And when I stayed a day, 2 days, the third day, okay, that was when they got me a small phone. So they said, yeah, you don't have phone. So the man was like, you don't have phone. I need to get you a phone so that in case of anything, maybe the child, any of my child, any man, you can call me and I can call you. He doesn't joke with his children. So I said, okay, when he called me, yes, when he got me the phone, I immediately called someone in my village to give my grandmother the phone. So my grandmother, when I told my grandmother, in everything, my grandmother was shouting. He said, that she has been worried. I hope you are fine. I said, Mama, I'm fine. These people are not ritualists. I said, they are not ritualists, Mama. If they are ritualists, I should be back by now. I should be dead by now. Any one of them. She said, hey, God bless them. If they are not ritualists, may God bless them. So be careful. Be a good care. You know all the things I taught you. I said, yes, ma'am. You know all the things I thought. Don't go there and misbehave. You know, okay, I will not even, stealing is not a family anyway. Let me not say don't steal. I was laughing. So we had that conversation with my grandmother, and of course I resumed my work. I said, we are going to be paying me 10,000 naira, and we are going to provide everything I need, and they provided everything I needed.
So
I was not touching.
Exactly.
They opened. I never had an account when I was in the village. He was the first person that opened an account, ADTV, and I'm still using that account right now. So I never had an account. Immediately I came, he opened an account for me. So when he opened an account for me, he told me, okay, since I am going to provide you with everything you need, you don't need to take, you don't need to get any. Yes, I don't want you to have an ATM card. You know, as a village girl, like, let's not be that these people are doing it. Yeah. The more you look, the less you see. So, and okay, I said okay. But having lived with them for a few months, I noticed that these people, yes, not a bit, 100% trust. I trusted every decision, every decision that they made for me. I trusted it. And the first month, what happened was that every month that he pays, I'll get their. I also get me a printout from the bank to actually show that he has paid me. Wow. So he was asking, okay, this money that you have been saving, what do you plan to do with it? He said, Daddy, I would like to go to school. He said, okay, so do you think this money you are saving, maybe if I start, I'll start working. Okay, good enough. That was what he said, good enough. I said, okay, yes. So, which school do you have in mind? And because when I was in the village, I used to, most of my friends, some young people in my village that we are going to school, or in every village that when you ask them, yeah, this one nobody see you, what's happening? They say I'm in school and I'm with them admission. I got admission in Poly naked and all that. So I was not naked. So I was thinking naked was the best. Okay. Poly naked was the best. So immediately I said, wow, Kechi went to Poly and Chidima went to Poly. Immediately they asked my door straight. I said, I want to Poly. And my dad was like, he smiled and like, you said you want to go to university and you're calling Poly. I said, Poly University now. I was like, my aunt was like, My auntie was like, Neme, please stop embarrassing me. Poly is not a university. Poly is different from, okay, my dad was like, oh, let's not move her. Maybe she doesn't understand. We explained to her, so what do you want to be in school? And I said, my dad, I would like to be an engineer like he said, because this is a man, although there, at the time I was in it, there were people who were training in school too, but I was the only person that he trained in school that is not related to him. Other people he sent to school were either cousins, relative, or somebody somehow is there, yes, very close to him. So I was the person that is not close to him that he had the urge or to train in school. So when I told him I wanted to do an engineering, engineering, this person engineering, what is happening? Okay, apart from that, I would like whereby the doctor. Now you are talking. So, but saying this thing and he's happy. Even at the point, I was even asking myself if I even know what I'm saying. This man, not your father, not your uncle, not from your village, not your kinsman, and you are telling him you want to do a medical course, and isn't it too demanding? Am I not asking for too much? So even when I told him, he was like, that's good. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So how's your wife? And that was when we went through my wife result, and I was like, oh, that your wife result is not too good. So you have to start all over again. And when he said you have to start all over again, and this man and his wife were people that they don't talk too much. And I was thinking, because as I've started living with them, immediately they said something about school. They needed to see me. I was very happy because I know my daddy was this man that once he said this is what he's going to do it. And I rushed and called my brother, my junior brother, and I was like, I'm going to go to the university. And these people said they want to send me to school. My brother was very happy. He said, are you serious? Well, are you sure they do? I said this man has sent me to school. So that same week, I think the upper months, my auntie told me one day that I should get dressed. We are going to somewhere. I got dressed. So it happened that he has already made the plans to go to stand in a private school, Madonna Model Secondary School. And as at the time when I left secondary school, that was when I found out that these people were paying 100,000 for me every term. So they didn't want to send me to all these random schools to them just register and write for. So they paid a man, Sir Eric, that was teaching me, that was coming to the house 3 times every week to coach me. So this man, and they were paying him as at that time 15,000 naira. This man coached me from 2013 until 2015. This man was coaching me, and he is the reason why I am very, very grounded in my course, because I would have been doing anyhow in school. Yeah. It really helped me, and like the Madonna people said that they wanted to brush me up, they really brushed me up. It helped. When I wrote my WAEC again, this man, after the WAEC, this man was still coming to my house to coach me. Even during my JAM, he was the one that prepared me for JAM. I learned mathematics very well. I learned further maths very well. I learned chemistry very well, and I learned physics very well. So, as at the time I continued the whole thing, I was still doing my job, as even though they changed the whole thing from after we agreed that they were going to send me to school.
Because I wanted to ask that whether it affected your job with them.
No, it did not affect the job with them. The only thing is that it now made them, according to my dad, say, I no longer want to see you as a children's nurse, I want to see you as a doctor. So they stopped paying me. So I was not expecting that monthly salary. So yeah, they stopped paying me, and at this time I started seeing myself as their children. My auntie, I became very close to my auntie, very much, and that was when I started calling him my daddy. Okay, I felt my auntie might not really welcome the idea of me calling, because my auntie is very young. So imagine calling him like the money and all that. I got admission. My daddy was like, he said, please, he told his wife, that's my auntie, buy shawarma, buy this one, buy. You see, eating and very celebration. That day, it was as if their first child got admission. And even the first day I went to school, it was my daddy and the driver that drove. We would have just said, okay, just enter public vehicle and go, knowing fully well that it was my first time being there. Or we would have even said, okay, the driver should go and drop me, but we went with him.
So which university did you
I went to Imo State University. Yes, that was where I got admission to read optometry as an eye doctor. Yes, so that was how I became a doctor. I became a doctor from a very humble beginning. As I started as a nanny, I worked for it. Like I said earlier, even when they told me you are no longer our nanny, it didn't mean to me. It didn't mean that okay, I still maintain the fact that okay, these are people that want to help me. Yes, these are people that want to help me. I was still playing my cards well. I was still taking care of the children, cleaning the house as usual. And each time we are on holiday in school, even when I got admission, the relationship still continued. So each time we are on holiday, first thing, the next day I went in the beach. They changed my life. They changed my life from being a nobody to somebody. Is it home training? I got all the home training I needed from them. So is it being humble? Is it being knowledgeable? Exposed? Even when they have family vacation or traveling, they usually go with me and the children as well. So that was it.
Trading story. So now that you are an optometrist, what does the future hold for you? Do you intend to further? Do you intend to open a foundation where you can teach people to society? All those stuff. What does the future hold?
Okay. Well, before I graduated, I tried forming an NGO. So it didn't really turn out well, but I still have that plan because of finance. Yes, I still have it in mind. And the NGO, having lived with my grandmother, I'm sorry to say it, I don't know if it's going to sound disgusting to some person, but while I was growing up, I couldn't afford money to buy card. So I was barely using tissue paper, or this rag. Maybe my grandmother would give me some of her wrappers that she's not using again. Then I'll cut them into pieces and start making use of it as my own card. And because I know the implications as a medical personnel that I am, I know the implication of using tissue papers as to menstruate when you are seeing your period and you're using tissue paper or using these rags that I use. I told myself that there are people out there in my shoes that we are in my shoe, or that people in the village or people in the rural, going through passing through the same what I pass through, that cannot afford these things. So why don't we form an NGO that will go to these remote areas and then give them each maybe we'll start from the school, or we'll tell their principals and tell them okay, we'll be visiting once every month and give them card. So I think I called that NGO Give a Girl Child a Card, but then it didn't really stand because of finance. Just like the way you are doing there are people that might want to take interest in your kind of content creation. So they are watching and they want to invest in you, but they want you to start just like the way you have started. So me, to start that kind of NGO, I need to an extent, I need to finance it at least for a year. Then people will start knowing about it. Of course, they will not know, okay, this is legit. Okay, let's help this girl. So that is one of my major plans. And secondly, my family, I am the only Lucrece plan. I am the only graduate because my family is very large, and that's very very bad to say, isn't it? So the plan, I have told myself, okay, since it's like this, I've passed through education and I know the importance of education, and being the first person to acquire this kind of knowledge and experience, it will be good that I also bring my younger ones to join me to enjoy everything I've enjoyed in education. So I have the plan. I'm not just going to be a doctor. I don't want to be the only graduate from my family, and I don't want to be the only doctors. I want other doctors to come from my family. So that's that. Yes, that's what I am looking at. Looking out for.
That's good, and I pray it comes to pass.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what advice will you give them? Because for sure there are other people going through what you went through. Personally, I went through such, and it's a story for another day. Then imagine if I had had your story when I was passing through mine. I would have been like, I'm even crying when somebody is passing through a worse situation. So you see that I would have been encouraged.
Yes.
So what advice do you have for?
You are a young girl, and somewhere somehow you are a nanny, or you are a sales girl, or whatever thing you are doing to help yourself. One thing I have to tell is that you have to stay focused. That's number one. Secondly, you have to always remind yourself your reason for doing what you are doing, because I had a reason for, even when my people were against me going to be a nanny for someone. I knew that if I had stayed back in my village, or if nothing would come out of it. Yes, nothing would have come out of it. Yeah, I wouldn't have been a graduate. It was my bold step, and because I had plans, I knew what I was going for. So that kept me going. When I even in as much as I'm making it sound all lovely, and there were times that even in the family, in the house of engineer and barrister Mrs. Lokeke, there were times that I got tired. There were times and days that I got discouraged, because you know when you are living with a rich man, and there are sometimes we are not even doing any party. You will come to the house and you will see that everywhere is cars parked everywhere. And who is cooking for them? I'm the one. Who is serving them? I'm the one. Who wash the plates? I'm the one. And I still have children to take care of, and I have to prepare them for school. So there were times that by 12 it was not easy. It was not easy at all. There were times that at 12 a.m. when other people were sleeping, I was still awake, trying to, because I'm this kind of person. I can very practical, and I'm very hardworking. And yes, I can applaud myself for that. And I'm this kind of person. I don't like starting something, not completing it yet. Sometimes my dad will say, why are you still awake? Or you can't sleep. Or my aunt is, let me just finish up so that tomorrow I'll know that I finished this one, I'll not start off again. So you have to be encouraged. You don't have to be discouraged for anything. Or maybe feeling, I'm a sales girl, or my madam is doing me this. I know, yes, and I know that there are madams that are wicked, or that don't treat their subordinates well. I think one of the things that helped me was that the people I served they were loving and very kind to me, and I think that helped me, because when I start getting tired, I feel like these people are very nice to me. So, but imagine when I know that some persons in my shoe that will be staying with such kind of people. But this, have you not finished doing that? Have you not well, if you know there is something good you are aiming at, you have to continue staying. You have to still stay focused. You have to keep being you. You have to make sure that whatever thing you are doing, you have to make sure that you have a plan for yourself. You shouldn't be discouraged, because being discouraged, and nobody wants to hear your story if you fail. I think I'm telling this story because I have succeeded. Imagine me a few years ago, as of 2009, 2008, I was in the village picking palm kernel. I was in the village eating apple swallow. I was in the village. That's if I even see the swallow.
I know it is.
No. What I mean, you know that's when you know that even if food is going to come from anywhere, you know that's his own swallow.
Okay.
I don't even understand. Okay. I'm not saying swallow is. It was if once my grandmother said come and eat, just swallow. Nobody from my family was willing to do that. But I wanted to go to school. I saw the opportunity. I grabbed it. I did not even let go. Even when I was falling, sometimes my dad, why is your face like this? You should know what you want. You know what you want. You know why you are doing it. So don't be discouraged. My dad was always yes. He knew. And even when I didn't tell him, he was this kind of man that he was very observant. He will observe what is happening in the house, except if he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't talk too much. But if you want to talk about it, you'll be shocked that he's aware of whatever that is happening. So I know there was a day he called me. I said, I know what is in your mind. I know you feel like stopping. I know you feel like quitting, but you don't have to because you're almost there. When he told me that, I was shocked. I was just looking at him. When he told me, I said, thank you, Dad. He called me on the dining table and he spoke to me like he spoke to me like it was my biological father telling me, don't stop. Whatever thing you are doing, don't stop. You are almost there. Exactly, I think so. Because after he finished talking to me, there was no my spirit was lifted.
Yeah.
I continued work. I continued and the strength and the energy I was using to do whatever thing, I was always happy. And he was even telling me that assuming you feel tired or you're angry or you're sober or whatever, you're having mood swing, you can sing. So sometimes when I'm doing those chores, you see my body singing. When I'm smoking, I'm singing. And at a point, it got to a point that the children, and in fact the family I lived with, it was just God I wanted to help me. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because it got to a point where the children started relieving me of these chores. When they started coming of age, that I can easily say, Mama, clean your room. If I go and clean the parlor. So I will now have maybe the downstairs parlor, which is very big to take care of, the kitchen, and the children will help me. And they are this kind of parents that, okay, because my children has nanny, my siblings knew how, as at 8 years, I've already started teaching their first daughter how to cook. If I'm cooking, I'll call, especially weekend, I'll call her. She will help me, even or her, she will help me open my gate, help me or her. Wow. And yes, she was already doing some of these chores for me. As at age, I already taught her to wash her bodies for herself. I taught her how to wash her plates. Even I can even finish eating, I'll relax and be like, Ioma, yes, auntie, come and wash my plates. Or she'll take my plate from me, go to the kitchen and wash it. Even if the younger brother, when his hand was not reaching the sink, I will tell him to climb chair. And the dad and the mom will see them doing this thing. I will not stop them and say, why will you send the children?
They're not important.
Yes, because it's not because yes, and they do. And it's not because they know they're important. It's because them too. They are do I say they are responsible, or they are couples that want the best for their children.
Thank you so much for your time. And I want to especially thank barrister, engineer and barrister
Mrs. Lucky
AK.
Yes.
You guys have set the pace, I must say. I've not met you before, but I want to use this medium to say thank you. Thank you for modeling charity.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And we are glad that you shared your story. So till we come your way next time. Bye.
Bye.